Nuaka ke Nigbe Shemofio Kwe by Miniba.
Oh, Meshe Bay, I can hear Yake into machine Bami, or local fee. Oh, local back, my name into machine.
Ma often a bow and tower lager or you.
Oh, fine. And I was on get shift of Lingalingako. Eh, you won't know me, will expect you fine. Ninja 7 is J. No go buy here fine. She may go make a poison. Only tree but for few she me. Take come over your pen get poison go.
Coaching is putting your thinking into action. That is what coaching is about. Now, I studied them, I showed them, I revisited the match they played against us. Then I saw that we gave them enough space to operate because they are full of techniques. The boys, the 14, 20, 10, 8, 12. Very, very with the ball when you give them space. So we try something called tracking and getting free. Track them, get free and play. So we deny them the space for them to maneuver.
In terms of power play, it's zilch. If you watch our game against Mali, the young man was running away from taking the ball. He didn't want it. Give me away, give me away. He was practically running away. He was running away when we were being marooned and we were under attack from the Malians, and he had the opportunity of staking a claim in the team. Anytime an attempt was made to him with the ball, with the pass,
he's running away.
He's running away, leaving the ball,
hiding
behind opponent. This whole Telemundo, it's something that sometimes
for the uninitiated, Telemundo is a channel that shows telenovelas.
Yes.
So this is like a soap opera.
It's like a soap opera. This clearly is a soap opera. It's winding down. So let's call Extramadura man from Extramadura man. Bola. When the ball is coming to the player, he's running away. You know what's the game? And shockingly, there's a certain miraculous acrobatism.
Number 6 said, Master San players are cooked about Mamma Tim Bedjina Massa. Players a better Master San. Tim Lanoya shit. Tip would have been press the mammy. Sakim Siege. Where? Sakim Siege. Aha. Timo Verna. What's it? Timo Verna. Aha. Caves. Why? Caves. Caves me, I saw him. Is a sister circulator, woman of more. Sister circulator only more. A year, I must say a Brazil anyway. Ya sign on. Brazil anyway. I'm from one said Silver, so I Silver. Aha. Tiago Silver. Is a
me the Felix you would against stand. My son be say, me Adamu, I don't need my job, go marry. No, you see, I don't need my job, go marry.
So you refuse to punish him.
They're not the punishment, it serves you right. No, not the punishment. See, you choose love over job. That is exactly what you do. Because see what Richard go do. Football no day. Richard go marry.
Yeah.
So if the footballer, see, from August 2019 to December 29, we don't play football. No marry. We start league after we fall. He said they go marry.
That be the time where money catch.
No. So you choose love over career. And so if today you get your lover, the coach say they give you more time to go chop love. So it's not a big deal. Me, I guess I thought that this matter.
Does Don Bote still want to play football? You are 36 years old.
Forget about the age.
We cannot forget about the age, Don. You are 36.
Yeah, 36. You doubt 36. Inner me, forget about the age. What you want me to come and do for you?
You still think you can perform at the highest level?
Why?
In Ghana?
Yeah. Not in Ghana, sir.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
You train?
Serious.
By yourself?
Always.
Why don't you want to join a club and train?
You see, that's what I'm saying. Them themselves, they don't believe themselves. The coaches don't believe themselves. They are not real coaches. They don't. You have to believe yourself that no, this guy can do it for me. If you believe me, I can do it. But so far as you just relax yourself. No, if I come safe, I won't get that spirit because you don't believe me.
So you think that if a Premier League team were to give you an opportunity to play, you would make an impact?
Ghana, yeah.
Yes.
I can play past all the current players.
That's
all the current players in Ghana Premier League.
That's a serious statement coming from somebody who hasn't played in almost a year.
You know something? I know myself. That's why I said, if you don't know me, you don't know me.
You see, as for a game, like when you get a chance, every blessed player will decide to score, and then to decide to catch the ball. So when you both decide together, then you miss the chance. I decide differently, and he also decided differently, and our decision was together. That's why he was able to catch the ball. So I think next time I'll raise my head and watch the goal post and put the ball.
You have 3 or 4 phones. What messages have you been receiving?
I haven't even read them because they keep on coming. They keep on coming. I think that I have to turn one of the phone off.
You haven't read any of them? Messages?
No, not at all. Look, they still calling. They still calling. Phones are calling.
Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Friday night is here. Benjamin Nketsia here. Sports Panorama. Charlie, on my way to the studio, a pleasing sight greeted my eyes. Oh man, a glut of puka. An abundance of puka. An ocean of puka. Yeah. Recharge the African way. Game Park, also proud sponsors of the show. They say, what does wealth mean to you? Do you want to live like a tycoon? As my Kumasi people will say, tycoon. Remember, who's got the moolah's got the power. Ghana's newest lottery game draws live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. daily. Now pick up your phones, tablets, and computers and download the Game Parks app on Play Store. You can also play on our website at www.gameparkgames.com or by dialing star 946 hash on all networks. That's star 946 hash on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some cash. Nobody beats our odds in Ghana. Game Park, more moolah, more power. Regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. I have a full house here. Nathan Kwao is here. The prof is joining us today. Jesse. Kofi Amponsa. The prof. Evans Ofotsu Manso.
Oh, prof.
Behave yourself, my brother. Pichichi. Imanina Pichi. I hear you've added that one to your name this week.
Oh, no.
They'll hear you. Your researchers are listening. And then, of course, these days I have taken away the title of the Sheikh because that move has hit the rocks. Whether he likes it or not, I'm telling him that the move has hit the rocks.
It's no more.
This week, some people were putting in some reports that they say October.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you something. Today, your prayer should focus on rescuing your team. Because today, I heard that you are thinking about going to take Ryan Bertrand on a free.
Can you imagine?
No one come back a team.
You need to pray for your team today.
I'm like,
commit us into the.
You was about.
When you put a 9 or Charlie, put a me John again. Oh, you was about. Joma money fi puka o ni dane Edwin Achille ne so oni ma darling send me dan aje program is oh when so ni maso na maso wa ko bele ya cho manche yeli aba ni wo ba le wo ba heni ni bi ehele agbenele hindo mi ahye when o ba fen wo gbe ami aka media market dreams FC first leg atwo mo media ma AI ya mi ya ko hye ni bibi ya no je dreams John Mame na me qualify at the next stage. Wakaka agbena oba kwa kudus and ene ya ba wala lo wale yo wa nyemo yin wala like a ball ya twa ball ke mi jele ko ni min shaba ni blasters anya na say agbena glazer how you was about you are no kai mi po you are kai mi pa Nathan Kwao p
when I'm on b
when minute boss team negu minute boss you was about minute boss
team negu
the CEO of Citi when minute boss no in war you was about in one in challenge first message from a CEO even the supporters of United are more serious than the players.
Team Negu.
Semoloko yowa iyo boyo. Helemo. Kaje glaze sadi. Asma hienumo ke yokume ameye pa. Hie so numo. Aboche simajole yowa chie nye no kola.
Simajole.
Ba je hima. Avran glazer yowa kola je hima amye.
Simajole
ni adomi. Simajole padi ne ba gbemi e. Ake Ryan Bertrand. I talk about 2 years. Look sure me apply I me never fail. Me you like a team la me hon. When I me hon team me wa me when I me fit.
Team Negu.
Chia me say. You wa chia me say. What can you so la chia me say?
Amen.
I want it na. If you we ba job oh me 16 and number. If you we ba job oh. Glaze say baya. You used to gba me. Amen. Call the man you be ni tula me. What coach you be?
How can you score? Game, Kudus game, Kudus game.
Kudus. Star Boy Kudus.
Game.
Okay, let me start off from the doorsteps of the GFA. This week, was a really interesting week for the Ghana Football Association. Hey, Chelsea finally found the back of the net. Quick update, folks. So Chelsea have taken the lead against Luton. I hope Enzo Fernandez can win a game. Guys, do you know a stat I found interesting? That Enzo Fernandez has won just one game as a Chelsea player since he signed. That is, see, that if you're a World Cup winner, that is a very contrasting situation to find yourself in. But hey, I hope they can see this. Don't let Luton equalize, please. We beg you, Chelsea. Win for your fans.
They should win for who?
They should win for the fans. Let's talk about the FA. Today, Charlie, some video you made. Hey, Charlie, since they happen for places,
oil on our head.
Charlie, no, if you find me that song.
Oil on my head.
Charlie, you know White Sheriff.
I won't stop for
I know Black Sheriff or White Sheriff. You know White Sheriff.
Victory is near and I'm feeling
it. Wherever you are, shout out to you.
He's a White Sheriff.
Officially, White Sheriff. You've got to give. You've got to give.
He did well.
You've got to give care.
Performance was solid.
The man is a
Are you hating on Kets, the White Sheriff?
No.
You see, but like I said, you know,
just before you come in, I was there. Just after reading the message from my boss, then I went to tweet. Coach, you come and see something. You need to see this. And I was asking myself, what do I need to see? No, I go 6 o'clock. Hey, you click it, but you Daniel. No, nah. No more me white.
Oh, you let my head there.
No, give me that.
But I mean, like I said, look, Ket is a modern man.
Yeah.
From kill them with prayers.
He's in tune with the times. You have got to give him that.
Which one?
I like his stagecraft. The stagecraft, the way he moves, the way he bounces.
Okay, you
Everything he touches is a blessing. Let's ask ourselves.
What
man don't stay down when man fall.
He touched the Black Stars. What happened?
Relax.
I like that. Let's discuss.
This week.
He touched all the national team. What happened?
Let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Hold on. This week there's an injunction that has been filed.
Yes.
That is the big piece of news this week. Now, it's basically King Faisal Football Club challenging the legitimacy of the FA to set a date for its Congress when it has not already held regional elections. So, RFA elections and whatnot are supposed to happen according to their own rules. And so, according to King Faisal, the FA has gone contrary to its own rulings. And I feel like we always do this. It's like...
So effectively, it's a procedural matter.
Matter. And they say that for that matter, they are praying the courts, like the legal people say, to place an injunction.
Chaniba, on a real though, in this town...
The number of injunctions.
You know, whatever injunctions are mentioned there.
Is it not?
Last week I dropped one.
Yeah.
This week, today let me drop another injunction story. So there was a time when there was an injunction on the start of the Ghana Premier League. And so apparently the people seeking to serve. So this what happens. So you get served and the bailiff finds you and says you've been served.
Yes.
Good. So the bailiff was looking for GFA officials. And then they went to the stadium. There was a particular one who was there watching his club play Ghana Premier League. So the bailiff, I won't give you names. The bailiff finds this official right? The officials club is an Accra-based club. That's as far as I'll go. Then he finds this person, then he hands him the injunction. So this official doesn't know what's in the paper. So he takes the injunction, opens it, then he realizes that it's an injunction. So he throws it back to the bailiff.
You've already accepted it.
You've already taken it.
And he runs away.
But do you remember the one that they closed the GFA office?
Yeah. The main gate was locked.
Now that I think about it, with the benefit of hindsight, I feel like this is one of the reasons why they took so long in releasing a date for the election and releasing the roadmap to the election. So the closer you release, the closer you keep the cards to your chest.
The man knows he's performed abysmal. He knows that. Look,
all in my head.
Oh, Charlie, if you have performed, if indeed.
White Sheriff?
Victory is near.
No, forget
and I'm feeling it. And I stay G with it.
Translate that for the people who don't. He's tickling himself.
Okay. Because if you know you have performed creditably, like you said,
you have overachieved.
You will not say the election should be done in this format. Why are we voting from the top down? Because he knows that it is not only him.
Guys, are we saying that in the roadmap that has been laid out?
Yes, that is.
There's no space for regional elections?
No, we are going to vote him first.
Presidential starts.
Yeah. But typically, so let's find out. I think it's important.
So it says a legitimate according to the injunction filed, it says a legitimate Congress cannot convene to elect the GFA president until the new members or representatives of the executive committee have been duly elected.
That is it.
Then it goes on to say, King Faisal Football Club is appealing to the court to prohibit the FA from holding the upcoming elections until the necessary elections for representatives from the National League clubs, Regional Football Association, and other constituent bodies have been properly carried out.
So let's do this simple education. By the program that they've put in place now, Ralph Jamina is going to make a decision for the BA people. Then they will go back and vote another person. Now, assuming Ralph Jamina loses the BA election or Qatar loses, he has gone to elect a president for somebody who really probably would have voted differently.
Exactly.
And listen, it's so simple. Let's look at the political parties. When MPP started its elections, did they go and vote the presidential candidate? When NDC were doing their own, did they go and vote the presidential candidate? Because, you see, what has happened is this. By this format, Mr. Ketokreku literally is hoping they vote him as president, then he controls what happens down there. That's what he wants to do. And for me, this political shenanigan. I mean, how, where did we get to? How did we get here? For me, I think
he was being sworn in 10 minutes.
I think we all condemn that.
You see,
and after normalization in Nketsia, we should not be doing this.
After number 12, this thing should not be happening because we were told that number 12 has come to rescue Ghana football. Really, I think that it's very, and you see, one of the major problems disturbing our football is governance. And this issue is a governance matter.
It's as simple as that.
And for me, look, I'm disappointed that everybody is sitting down and it's King Faisal who is prepared to take up this fight.
Some people say King Faisal would not have been taking up this fight even if they hadn't been relegated. They are agreed.
Whatever it is, they've taken up the matter. And for me, I think that look, let's speak truth to power. Point is this: somebody wants to just ensure that by all means, he has to win. And when he wins, he likes to control things that will happen at the executive committee. So he would, once he's won the election, then the ESCO ESCO election too, he will control that. The other people down there, they will control. Look, let's do the proper thing and start from the bottom and get up so that if you elect a new RFA chairman, he can go and elect his president. You don't allow the old RFA chairman to elect a president and a new one will come.
So the name you're mentioning is Ralph Jambra, not Jamra.
Jambra.
Ralph Jambra. Just a correction.
Okay,
Just to make the
so guys,
correction.
so now that King Faisal has started the legal process, let's wait and see what the court says.
Yep.
Because King Faisal needs to make a convincing argument to the court.
Yep. On why they need to
on
put
why
a hold on the process.
The election needs to be frozen. So I mean, that's the update. That's the update we have.
That's the update as far as the FA. If you want to text into the show, the text and WhatsApp line 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. As for me, I've always had a problem with the entire composition of what we call football people or the football republic. Because look, this is what I think. I think that no matter where the carousel goes round and lands on, it is what it is. We are getting the same crop of people.
I don't think so.
I think so. I think we are getting. I mean, there's nothing to tell me otherwise, unless I see somebody who is moving in a different direction.
I've never seen anything like what we are seeing now.
You see,
I've never seen football being run in this manner before.
The results are clearly.
I've never seen
historically bad. The results are historically
where I
bad.
have issues with this is
just
that in the GFA statutes and all that, some of these things should be stated categorically. We are not now going to seek interpretation of our own regulations after all these years. Imagine it was stated in white and black that this is how elections should be. You start from the bottom, you do ABC. This is a matter of now going to seek for interpretation. That's what King Faisal is trying to do. Meaning that in our own rules, we never agreed on how the elections should be. Whether to start from the bottom up or up down.
Even when it is clearly stated, don't appoint your brother-in-law, don't appoint your sister, don't appoint your mother. Let me talk.
No, finish your point.
Even if it is stated there, the ethics, the FIFA ethics rule that Ketukreko lifted, they all lifted it, put in our rule, in the FA status. It is clearly stated there. They say, even if I'm not related to you, but we stay in the same house, I cannot appoint you. You appoint your brother-in-law.
Okay.
Who has never done football before. There are certain things I don't want to say because I'm so close to the guy. I don't want to go beyond what I've already said. This man should be voted out.
So once again, as I was saying, you see, it's so sad that at this moment, we are still seeking interpretation of our laws because these things are not clearly stated. And then it's interesting how they went for the last Congress and they couldn't decide on all these things. Because I thought this is some of the things that we need to
This is what Congress is for.
Yeah, we need to go and address all this thing. In our next elections, how do you want the voting pattern to be like? Should we start voting from the regional level first, then we come up, or we'll start from the presidency and come down? But we ignore all this.
The people.
They couldn't count 1, 2, 3.
That was a Congress.
They couldn't count.
So
finish
you
your
see,
point.
when you think of all the, ask yourself, so what at all are these football people even trying to do to our football?
As for the football
because
republic,
the thing that they have to talk about, the key issues, they don't discuss those things at Congress. They go and then there's a lot of yes, Amasa. And now here we are again going to interpret our own rules. And this is not, interestingly, these are our first elections. We've had elections over and over in Ghana. So why are we now going back to the basics to go and argue as to where to start from?
We'll see how this ends again.
All representation
quickly on this.
Of a bad leader.
For me, my thing is this. If we want to really resolve our matters, it's about the system. The system created Mr. Nyantechi. We complained. The system has created,
Keto
Kreku. We are complaining. If we are not ready to deal with the system, whoever comes,
that's
if
what
the
I'm saying.
system is there,
that is what I'm saying.
It will still create another monster. For us. So for me, I think that it's about dealing head on with the system. See, this governance matter I've raised. Under Kwesi Nyantechi, we complain about governance.
Yeah, almost every day.
We are complaining about governance. As for kids, you don't even want to talk about governance. You understand? And if we don't deal with those problems, we will have whoever. Maybe we will have you. But but that system, once the system is there, the system will corrupt you and you become a bad person. So it's about dealing with the system. That's it.
Interesting thoughts there. I'm hearing that. So Jambra is not also contesting for the BARFE. It was an example you were citing.
It was just an example I'm citing. That as we speak now.
Yeah.
As we speak now, he will go and vote. He will go and vote. Yeah. So he's not he will go and make a decision for Bronga Hafu
and he will not even contest for their seats.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, and for me, I think that let's just do the right thing. Start from the bottom.
I think that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Let's move the discussion on. Let's talk about Mediama and Dreams FC. They will be competing in the return legs of their games. Nathan, let me start off with you. So Dreams got a very vital draw away. A draw is good if you can come back home and make things happen. Zito says tracking and getting free will be at play. He says he is about to blow powder in the eyes of his opponents. When they come to Ghana, they won't see Jack. Can Dreams, I mean, they have very little experience at the continental level. Can they navigate this game?
Well, Karim Zito does have some experience, at least, handling national teams, playing football on the continent. So he has seen a thing or two. And I think he has what it takes to guide them. Look, if it's just winning a game at home, I think it shouldn't be beyond Dreams FC. Just win a game at home. I don't think it should be beyond them. And they know what it means. It's their first adventure into African football. So they need to take advantage of this opportunity. You got yourselves a very, very good draw away from home, which is very, very important, getting that 1-0 draw. Sorry. Coming back home to finish the tie-off, they will have to understand there will be some pressure, but they should be able to have enough to cross the line. As to what happens in the second round, that's a completely different matter. But at least just to give themselves a boost, just to realize that this is an adventure that's nice to go on. I think they should be able to win this second leg. I think they should be able to do it.
Just touch on Mediama also for me. Remo Stars say that Mediama won't know what hits them when they get to Nigeria.
It won't be tough. It won't be tough.
They say 1-0, they're easy to overturn.
Yeah, it's easy peasy. Quite easy to overturn. When you play at home, you want to give yourself a comfortable lead because away will be tough. Remo Stars will come at Mediama with all they have, and overturning a 1-0 deficit is not a challenge at all. Mediama have not played on the continent in a while. It's their first taste of the Champions League. Remo Stars look very organized, very together. If you read the reports from Nigeria, you listen to what they say, they will be very up for it. So Mediama need to be very ready for what's going to happen. It will be a very uncomfortable game. There will be pressure on them, but they need to believe in themselves. And I hope that Evan Sadote will also fall on his own experience dealing with national teams, playing all over the place. He has to guide these guys because it will be very sad for them to exit at the very first hurdle. We want them to go as far as possible. And they need to experience some of these things on a regular just to let them know the possibility, like how wide it is, what you can achieve if you are consistent. So it will be a tough ask. Look, I wish the two teams the very, very best, and I hope the Mediama can do it. It's tough, but they'll have to try and do it.
Well, Ben, I think for Mediama, there's an inspiration they can pick from our recent Ghana-Nigeria games. The Black Stars made a huge statement after that goalless draw, went to Nigeria to qualify.
It means that the Nigerians will also be pumped to make sure that they get their revenge.
The Black Galaxies also the same.
Since that,
there's back-to-back inspiration for them to pick on that.
I think since that, they've dealt with us good.
Since the national team performance.
Since the Black Stars, it took the Galaxy to eliminate them. But since that, they've dealt with that at all levels.
There's something for them to look on and then feel inspired. But my other worry is the sort of way, within this week, 9 players from Mediama leaving for Malta, including Kwesi Donsu. I thought he was one of their,
9 players. And they say that this has been in the works all along. So this is not something that
it tells you
that's where they
9 players have to go when you are competing in the
championship.
But you're going to lose. Let's call a spade a spade. You see, when you do these things, and it is not ordinary players. These are players.
These are their most experienced hands.
Kwesi Donsu is quite shocking for me, but I'm told it's part of their bigger plans.
Kwesi Donsu has to go. He has to go. Kwesi Donsu has been in Ghana too long.
And I look also at their first leg advantage. One is not that huge. And so then it gives me the impression that Mediama will have to change their game plan. Here in Ghana, I think that the Nigerians are very, very good. The Nigerians played a very good game.
And they're going back to play on the pitch.
The goal Mediama scored was just out of nothing, just at the edge of the box. Before the Nigerians realized a shot from nowhere, and then they scored. 1-0 is a tricky scoreline. I tell people, because you don't know whether you have to defend deep, because when they equalize, your game plan changes again.
Yeah.
When you attack also, and maybe you don't get what you want and you consider. So 1-0 is quite a tricky scoreline. I think for Evan Sadote, as Nathan said, he has to rely on his experience to try and get something out of this game for Mediama. Tactically, I think that Mediama can rely also on some of what they did last time in Africa, CAF Confederations Cup experiences. They should try and look at what Tom Strand did for them. If there's a roadmap they can watch and see how they fared in Africa at that time, and then try to do that. But I think it's going to be difficult. 1-0, tricky. And I'll not be surprised if this game goes all the way to penalties.
Charlie, but guys, they say Kepa is misbehaving in the Real Madrid game.
What does that?
What does that?
Charlie, he's doing his things. Charlie,
go for the year you went for Kepa. Now you are
Charlie, they say Kepa they misbehave for the game. He said,
go for the year. The year was up there for the ticket.
I'm glad I'm not watching, because what is all this?
When it comes to this Mediama issue,
Dreams FC.
To be honest with you, I'll be shocked if they qualify.
Both teams?
As it stands, Mediama, at least Dreams
got a draw away, so they have a stronger position.
Exactly. So I'll be shocked if Mediama qualify, because look, I didn't watch the game against.
They won one
last week.
Ramos
later.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to have a good look at the game.
like Pichichi just said, the goal Mediama
was shot. That's out of nothing.
Was out of nothing. If you are a technical man like I am, if I look at the game that was played, I think the Nigerians looked more composed, very relaxed, a solid team. And now you've lost 9 of your players. You ask yourself, what is the ambition? What exactly why are we there? We got the information that the FA gave them $30,000 each. Is it dollars or cedis?
Dollars.
$30,000 each. It's going to end up being waste of money. The money itself, truth be told, woefully inadequate. For somebody who receives $1.5 million annually, you don't do that. You should have given them better money. You understand? You don't use the money to go and do campaign. You give them better money. Woefully inadequate.
We don't know that. That's no. Hold on. But you don't know if you use it for a campaign. So no, hold on. So when you say you say allegedly. You don't
allegedly.
You are alleged.
You are not given.
Build your point.
Now, if you look at what is being done, the fact that Mediama are not playing competitive football, but we sit in Ghana and we expect them to go and beat the Nigerians. You see, football, it doesn't work like that. So for Mediama, dear, the fact, look, it will take a miracle. Do I believe in miracle? Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, yes, you do.
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
I'm a Christian, so I know what the sort of miracle my Lord Jesus can do out of nothing. So I do believe in miracles. But as for this miracle, until it happens, you see, there are certain miracles you don't need to see it happen. You know that
the miracle of Ewa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, you know, just when it comes to dreams, it's like I'm saying, look, I will be so disappointed if they don't make it.
They will.
Look, if they don't qualify, at least play a goalless draw. Because I think their next round will be their last point.
Yeah, then they make it to the group stage.
No, I think they will not get to I don't think they'll get to the group
stage. You think they'll get to the group stage?
I think they'll get beat in the next round. No more. I'm looking because by the time the next round, we still wouldn't have started our league. No, I mean, why are we thinking that we can do things anyhow and go and qualify?
Even without the upcoming league, there's another injunction
on the league. We don't know
another injunction, so we need to hold on there.
Okay, there's
another injunction looming.
let's pray about injunction. But see, I think, look, there's no Ghanaian club ready for Champions League. That's a fact.
It's a fact.
Not ready.
There's no Ghanaian club ready for Champions League to enter when the likes of El Ali are buying players for $5 million.
No more.
Charlie, look, I think that let's just be honest with ourselves, you see. But look, I expect that Mediama, yes, they scored 1 goal. It depends on the approach that they go with. And I think that the approach should be go out there and frustrate your opponent. Make sure that at least that I always say this: the chances that come to you, how you are able to utilize it is also very crucial. So at an away game, you play a 4-5-1 system. Make sure that you stay compact. Well organized defensively. Then you try and get one break and try and see if you can score. Because at 1-0, we can't go and open and then begin to play toe to toe with the Nigerians. So it's the approach, tactically how we go and approach this game will be very, very crucial, and it will be very, very important. But
Prof, just a second, I think it will come down to fitness. Because when you are that tactical, you're going to burn a lot of energy.
Absolutely.
You need to chase the ball, you need to cover a lot of ground.
And is our players fit for this? So those are the things. I think that it will be a very, very difficult game, but hopefully if they are able to get their tactics right, we should be able to get this one over this Nigerian club. I don't think Midema can go all the way to the group stages though, but at this stage we should be able to account for these Nigerians. As for dreams, see, the 1-1 thing, and it's very, it's tricky. So
it's like draw, and then you have to.
It is tricky, but it is an advantage.
It's absolutely.
Have to.
It's and they've got and I'm told that I didn't watch the game, so I'm told that they played very well. They scored the first goal, and then the Guineans had to come back and equalize. At the Accra Sports Stadium, you expect that Dreams will do everything possible to make sure that they qualify to the next stage. I think those are they have to do at least the first round here. It will be very disappointing that our clubs will come home
after the first round. Let me read a few messages right from the top. Moses Kofi Noy says, Chelsea moving up to the third position on the league log tonight. So shall it be. Lambert from Dodoa says, good evening, Ben and team. The guys have a proverb that says, Ogbo oke wongbo to it. Okay, so you are dying and you say, we are dying.
So he's talking to Coach.
Say, anyway, the Glazers must go. Kind regards to Jonathan Latte. So good.
How is he talking to me? But he said you were saying that you are dying.
Why you roping Nathan into that? Let's.
You see,
cannot take himself out.
No, as for taking myself out, I can't take myself. Manchester United is a club I support. But Ben, have I not been saying this?
Yeah.
Every day and every week I'll say it. And when I say it, relax.
They go and attack him.
When I say it, people on Twitter, the other day somebody was saying that things are bad at Man United, but people like me, I make it look like it's worse because it is actually worse.
It is worse. Look, if
you are getting Ryan Bertrand and Johnny Evans at the end of the transfer window.
I used to think Manchester United were ready to win the league in about 3 years, right? Yeah. I think United, the next time, let me show you what will happen to United. When I say people will get upset, I'll still say it now. The time Man United will win the league, the English Premier League will have no flavour. Klopp would have retired. Pep would have left. Eddie Howe would be England manager. Then it will be left with all kinds of kakalika managers in the league. By the time Man United wins the league, it will not even be on TV anymore. You have to get internet stream.
Charlie, don't do so. Don't do so.
Because with the way Man United is handling its own self, do you think there will be a club that will exist in 10 years? Or do you think there will be a club that can win something significant in 10 years? No.
In all these things,
no, guys,
in all these things, I like to say good evening to Dr. Godfred Akutubu, wherever he is.
You see, it might sound crazy. But when you look at how Man United is run and the way they do their things, do they look like a big team to you?
And I saw something. I saw something that I found really interesting. So in the last 14 months, I know Dutch managers like to do this, but Ten Hag has basically brought in about as many of his ex-workers and
No. If it is not because that's how they address that. Don't blame him. Don't blame him because. When he came in there,
the people he went to meet,
everything he came to meet, absolutely useless.
Darren Fletcher was your director.
No use. Now, if you cannot support the man to get the players he's asking you to get, he can only turn to those he knows.
Fair.
That is
Fair.
what is happening. Because look, even in this transfer market, the man says, get me Kim Min-jae. He didn't come. Get me Disasi. He's playing for Chelsea. Get me Pavard. He's going to Inter Milan. Get me Todibo. You've renewed Johnny Evans. Sort of.
Johnny Evans for the win.
How?
Right,
The man tells you, get rid of Maguire. He says, if Maguire says he wants that, give him that money.
Right now,
let
they say
him
you are
go.
considering bringing in Ryan Bertrand.
Can you imagine? I talk about 2 years. Me every weekend if you're training.
You mean to tell us that you can offer more to United at left back than Bertrand?
Look, no more believe in me.
Oh, Charlie, believe you.
I mean, you
Oh,
are.
Salah. Oh, Charlie.
Don't need my talk. Call you to Dale. Then my head ball and I can head ball.
You see, man. So when I say, especially when I say some of these things, I don't say somebody. People say like I said last weekend. Some people were fighting me. They say,
I'm going to stop supporting
pessimist and be an optimist. And I told them that.
I told you that if the Glazers refuse to sell this,
You leave, yeah.
I'll leave.
You are going where?
Giving them up to October.
You can't do that. You must stay. You
You
must
must
stay
stay
and be faithful to the team.
And be faithful to the team.
You want me to die with that
Good times. Oh, you've enjoyed good times.
You have enjoyed good time. When you are doing Fergie time,
Hold on.
and
What
you are
should
doing all
Arsenal fans to also say? Arsenal
Stay there,
fans.
stay there.
Me look at me walk. When the Arsenal fans
Look at
on a real, that proverb is very true. Akwe Mokojo, not just. And it really played out in the World Athletics Championship because we saw which race was that. There was a particular race where I'm trying to remember the race.
Yeah.
But there were athletes.
The one Sherika won.
No, Sherika Jackson. Anyway, she just won the 200 meter.
Oh, fantastic.
Superb.
I think it was Shakari Richardson.
Yeah.
She ran in lane 9. She was focused on lane 9.
Yeah.
And she ran and won. All the others, Baby Rocket and those Mama Rocket, all those people, they were looking at each other whilst running.
But yeah, guys, let's just stay on that beat for a minute before we go to some transfers and Premier League football. The Athletics Championship. I've been appalled by what's been happening. No, let me. So first of all,
this is not new.
Hold on. First of all, let's start from the preparation, right? These athletes had less than adequate preparations. I mean, the least said about the preparations, the better, because the national circuits that used to be run every 3 months, every quarterly. Nathan, I'm sure you remember the circuit. They used to do Cape Coast.
I remember that.
They don't happen anymore. So most of these people have relied on their own private sessions to be able to qualify. And then they managed to qualify, and our current gold holder, who had just won gold at the University Games in China, could not secure a visa from the Hungarian embassy to go. Same happened for what's the young man's name? Safwan, good. Also could not secure a visa to go, and this guy was supposed to be a backup for the relay team because Azamati had gotten injured. In fact, Bawa Fuseni, who is the Secretary General
He's the president.
President
of athletics.
He could not even secure a visa himself. He only managed to go because he had the Schengen visa via France, and so he managed to circumvent that obstacle. But guys, I think that we've come too far to be doing these things. Hold on.
I'm surprised you are surprised.
Hold on. See, I just think that the people who need to take responsibility need to understand certain things. Look, at what point? I mean, these things are not only disrespectful, they are disheartening to the athletes involved. If you are going to a world championship, the ministry should be involved. State protocol should probably be involved. The association should be. I mean, in this day and age, that should not be happening. And then, hold on. And then we go to the games. This is the shocking bit for me. What's his name?
With Wakasu.
James Dadzi.
We had Wakasu.
With a Wakasu situation.
A Wakasu like.
I can't believe it. The guy was injured in Ghana.
Yeah.
We knew he was injured. And you see, the way athletic injuries are, there are timelines to injuries.
Exactly.
If an athlete will heal within a specific time, you know. If they will not make the time band, you know. And so, James Dadzi has harbored the injury, taken it to Budapest, acted like he could train, because if you I've been following a couple of my colleagues over there. the report 24 hours to the race was clearly that the young man was wincing. He could not run properly. He went to start the race like he could run the race.
He was giving us
and then
all the styles and all
and
that.
then 200 he runs 200 meters and then pulls up short.
Injured.
I mean, this is unacceptable. You can't be doing this. It's 2023. You can't be doing this.
You see, Ben, well, you see, when it comes to sports, I always tell you people that the loss of Ghana goes to sleep. Because if the loss of Ghana works for sports, some of the things that happens within our space, it should never happen at all. Never ever happen. How is it that? Can you imagine that
the Australia visa scandal when the people, coaches people were singing and rejoicing?
Mafi.
So you see, the things that take place, it is only our industry.
It's only here in Ghana.
It is only here that when it comes to sports, the loss of Ghana doesn't work anymore. Otherwise, somebody should be facing, the courts for causing financial loss to the state.
We are always causing loss.
You see, and these are the things that we do, and then the industry is no longer. Why am I even calling it an industry? The sector is no longer respected, because see, it will never happen under an agency under Ministry of Finance. Nope. It won't happen in other ministerial or other sectors. But here, you have known all this while that we will be traveling. It's a program. It's World Athletics Championship. It's a program. You know, when the beginning of this year, I'm sure last year when the Ministry of Sports were preparing its budget, it knew that we'll be going for this competition. It knew that we have to put in place visas, all these things. What kind of liaison, what kind of conversations went on between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and then the association and then the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, state protocol? How is it that we are not able to get all these agencies together to just get visas for our athletes to go and represent us? Then you have the same ministry putting $10,000 that go and win gold and come for it.
2023.
When you cannot get your basics, simply get basics, because the minister is still there. He will be there. He will be there. His deputy will be there. Nothing will happen to them.
They are there.
Oh, but they are there.
Proficiency, I understand. They are there. They have to go and give the moral support to the team.
You see, and you see, did you listen to Deborah Aqua?
Good. That's another situation.
He just gave it out. That
she says that she was forced to compete with an injury at the Oregon Games and was promised that she would be taken care of after the games. Apparently, she's been left to herself to deal with her medical bills all by herself.
You see, you see that is
actually plane ticket for the minister
to go,
deputy to go and do what?
Give moral support.
Do you know what I find very sad? See, do you know what I find very sad under this? We used to have a lot of problems with our ministers being reshuffled and all those things. But under this president, two sports ministers, I'm coming. Yeah, two sports ministers, they've had 4 uninterrupted years. And our sports is getting worse.
Yep.
So this man, Yusuf, is sitting there. What is he doing? He's had 3 uninterrupted years. He's going to his 4th year. And nobody is asking him questions. Because the president, he doesn't want to reshuffle.
Well, Ben, for me, I think I look at the bigger impact for athletics in Ghana. And I ask myself, where does this leave the interest of Ghanaians in athletics? I think last year we saw a little interest during the Adjei-Mintah and Co. Clearly, Ghanaians love the athletics. But because of how we manage the sport in Ghana, people easily lose interest. And for me, I'm not surprised with what has happened, that the athletes are injured. We carry them there to just go and show face, and then we move on because they know that there's no consequences for such actions. They'll go, they'll come back, and then everything will be sorted. They'll come, see, you are here, they'll come and apologize. That's the last thing. They'll come and give us a long apology that they are sorry for all the happenings and all that, and then we are done.
Don't they have medics with them?
They have medics.
So all these people should be fired.
You see, I feel like no. You see, that's the thing. I feel like everybody is in on it because if you are taking an injured athlete, everybody knows.
It's like a cabal.
You know, because
group of people bent on ripping.
Because I don't believe that the athlete hit the injury and then it's snuck up on them.
When Adjei-Mintah is injured, he clearly stated he's injured,
and he put out a statement publicly. He said he will not be ready in time to compete.
Meaning that if Adjei-Mintah hadn't declared that he won't go,
they would
have also carried him.
They'll take him.
So you see the pattern here. So it's like, let's just do it, come and apologize later to Ghanaians, and then that's it.
I haven't seek to blame officialdom. I think we need to talk to the athletes themselves. Like I did say on the Wakaso issue.
Yeah.
Some of them, they'll have to be a bit honest. Come on, you know. So my respect, as we sit here now, my respect for Adjei-Mintah has gone to the next level. And it is higher than what it was. Because I look at him as somebody who, apart from being very good as an athlete, he's also a very honest man.
Patriotic. Once it's injured,
very
I'm injured.
patriotic. I'm injured. I cannot be there. Akonwe ne mo amejo nle. Nye mo akalu akonwe bi keteje na tajofe. Akro pediem. What is that? You cannot be behaving. You see, you cannot. Look, all those athletes should not be allowed to contest in the All African Games.
See, the All African Games today is something happening.
We'll get to that. But I might say, look, now the consequence basically of what has happened is that Joe Paul is also injured now. He says that he also felt his toe pop, I think, when he was running. Yes. And so he also can. So it means that we can't compete in the relay. So that's what happened.
And usually, you see, the 4x100 thing.
It's our hope.
See, you usually go with 6 athletes.
So that the backup was going, they say he doesn't have visa. So the backup is the one was going, they say they won't give him visa.
So that the anticipation is that when injury happens, those two will step in. But look at how haphazard we have organized ourselves, and you know, sometimes you get so shocked at some of the things because they are so basic that you expect that, you see, a proper, well-organized country should not be having these problems. And Ben, we are almost, and not almost, we have now reduced athletics to a lesser known sport.
Shocking.
When I was growing up,
shocking.
4 sporting disciplines were very popular. Athletics, lawn tennis, boxing, and football.
At least Aziz Zachary will get to the semi-final before he
and then you put.
Don't do this.
So but that's the today even our heat we can't qualify.
Aziz Zachary do it. At least you get to the final.
You get to the final and pull his muscle.
At least what they need.
We have gone.
Don't do this.
Nimley,
it's true.
But that's true.
It's true.
Somebody called him Aziz the muzzle pull Zachary. I'm like,
what? You get to the semi-final or final before you pull the muzzle.
Oh man.
You see, but today,
Leo Mas Mills, be.
You see, and that is the sad thing. That today the last generation that gave us something to cheer about was Margaret Simpson's generation.
Who is being held responsible when all these things are happening? Who can we turn to and say, look, my man, you are at fault?
But you see,
what's the name of that young girl who won the junior gold?
Bisa.
Oh, Martha Bisa.
Her career has just hit the rocks. Charlie, the stories. It looks like Deborah Aqua might be another situation if we don't. The stories are endless.
You see, if the other Bisa and Professor, what is the man's name?
Dodu.
Professor Dodu.
We couldn't solve it. We are sports ministers in this country. They couldn't solve it.
That thing will happen in the US or any proper country. That this is our talent.
And Benjamin,
she's done it at the juvenile level.
Yeah. So just expect it.
Potentially she can grow. But a simple beef. Apologize. I won't apologize. I won't apologize. Just like that.
Let's move it on.
Benjamin, you see, and I'm telling us something. Look at the creative industry for a minute. See how gradually their pundits are pushing this thing. They have been able to pass a creative act, a law which has a funding component. Radio station, every radio station there are some that do sports 5 days in a week. gradually, our passion is dying. We are able to pass a sports act, a sports bill into an act without a funding component. That's the sports act we have there.
The one brought by what's his name?
Nila Devandapoy. From 2017, the National Sports Fund has been dancing in and around cabinet and then parliament.
Somebody comes in and says they'll use the lottery. They'll use the lottery to generate funds. They launch this.
Every year.
I've been to like 4 or 5 launches.
Every year, the Minister of Finance will put it in his budget. This year, we are hoping that we'll pass the National Sports Fund.
So I can't assess my investment. Forget about it.
Charlie, haircuts have taken over the show. Let me read. No.
This sweat, man, sweat. I can't assess it. You have money to assess. I can't assess your money.
This one here says, this from Solomon in Psychophoria says, I like the beginning of your conversation. In fact, I'm in the spirit rough. Chelsea to win. Nana Kwesi says, if the current state of Ghana football is good enough to retain Ket as president, then I'm done with Ghana football. That will confirm how they've got no vision and no room for actual growth. Sport exists today because of the fans. Without the fans, there will be no football. Yes, we don't have a vote, but we have a say. Ignore our concerns and their families will watch the concert alone in the various stadiums henceforth. Focus on Europe, guys. At least they are serious with the business. This one's from Lion Payola from Sakumono. Says the best show in Ghana, football people in Ghana and football delegates, we beg you to save Ghana football. Rahimi, I think, inside Tema Community 22, says the Blues are back, winning 4-0. Jackson with first goal. Well, Jackson hasn't scored yet, though. Billie Jean on to me is goals, so Billie Jean on to me is goals. Don't do this, actually. No. Obuo from Tamale says Mo Salah is gone unless Liverpool comes to sign Jesse Alponsa. Charlie, behave yourself over there.
You had 350,000 a week.
It's okay, we're not discussing Salah. Okay, the conversation is over. Let's move on to some transfer news. Let's get into it because there's big Ghanaian interest as far as the Premier League is concerned.
Donda also is Donkomi time. One place, maze for sale, 120 cheap. Don't come you, don't come me. We dey loan this player $1,000. Don't come you, don't come me. For the striker we can consider. Don't come you, don't come. We know they see you use. Tina Boka, don't come you. So ghosts are Sansa Taurus. Now on time she goes a place of ghosts. Now on one yard drinks at Teves. And then your coach punk come at home. Donda also. Don't come yo, don't come. Let's go. It's don't come time. Don't come yo, don't come. It's don't come time. Don't come yo, don't come. Catch that. Tina Boka. Don't come yo, don't come. Catch that. It's don't come time.
Medase. And transfer business is what we do here. Citi FM and Citi Sports. Kudus Mohammed looks like he could be having a medical as early as tomorrow. West Ham United, 45 million euros plus add-ons. There's a buyback, there's a sell-on clause, a percentage of the sell-on clause in there for him as well. Whether Ghanaians like it or not, David Moyes will be Kudus' head coach soon. Nathan, let me start off with you. So from interest from Arsenal to Chelsea to Brighton, Kudus is landing at West Ham.
It's a yeah, I mean, David Moyes. Look,
David Moyes.
I found the move quite surprising because when I look at Kudus and the type of football I think he would want to play, I don't think West Ham offers that kind of football. I think West Ham, we know what they are good at. Under David Moyes, the football will be, I won't say, yeah, it won't be pretty. It won't be nice to look at.
Grit and grind.
Yes, and I wonder, because I look at Kudus, and we all say, not only those of us here in Ghana, but we speak to our friends, relatives, and colleagues in the Netherlands who talk about Mohamed Kudus and the fact that off the ball, he really doesn't offer a lot. Now, if you want to play for a David Moyes side, that is where you do a lot of your work. Off the ball, staying in shape, running, closing people down. And when you get the ball, you have to make the best of it because you won't get a lot of it anyway. Now, marry that with Kudus's wish to always have the ball.
His usage rate must be high for him to be successful.
The tendency to have it and run and lose it is high. Kudus last season was ranking very high in terms of players who lose the ball often. You understand? So I wonder why that move. But when you turn the coin on its head, you can understand why he would make that move. He feels that his time at Ajax has come to an end.
Scored a hat-trick in their last game against Ludogorets.
He wants a league with a bigger profile, and everybody wants a place with a bigger profile. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants bigger for himself. So I can understand why, if any Premier League team, I bet if we're Luton Town that showed up that they wanted Kudus, I'm sure he would have signed too, because it is the Premier League. Everybody watches the Premier League, and that increased profile comes with a lot of things. So it looks like he's going to make take the plunge. Look, I wish him the very best. I just don't think that his profile and Mohamed and who he is as a footballer works very well with who West Ham are as a team, especially under David Moyes. But wish him the very best. We get to see him more often. I hope that for whatever duration it is he spends at West Ham, he will pick up other parts of football. His education, especially on this off the ball side, working hard, will get better. Because if he becomes a more rounded footballer, it's to our benefit as a country. So I hope that he can pick up those lessons and still show David Moyes that I've got this ability to help this team. The other problem will be, where does he fit? Because there's Jared Bowen. If he's going to play off the right onto his left,
Paqueta is still around.
There's Jared Bowen to contend with. Lucas Paqueta is not going to Man City from the way things are going because of this betting thing around his head. He's not going anywhere. On this other side, unless, of course, the plan is to alternate in between he and Said Benrahma, because if there's anybody he can fight with over a position, it's Said Benrahma. Kudus is not a number 9, so he cannot say he's displacing Mikel Antonio. So he has to think about all of this, and I hope Moyes has thought about it. And I'm very concerned because if I look at how Moyes absolutely mishandled Gianluca Scamacca, I get a little concerned.
Add Sebastian Haller to that.
Haller. Because
he sees that you're a tall number 9. Put him on top and kick the long ball to him.
Thank God Kudus is not a tall player. But like I said, those are the challenges Kudus has to deal with. Is he displacing Bowen, Paqueta, or Benrahma? Of the three, Benrahma looks like the player he may have to contend with. The other two are nailed-on starters, Bowen and Paqueta. So we'll see. But it's great. On the commercial side, profile, PR, image is wonderful for Mo Kudus. The other thing I will say finally is that I hope he makes use of the increased exposure. How does he make use of it? Be more visible. Be in the press for the right reasons.
And that's it.
It is important.
Yeah. Expand his horizon.
Expand your horizon. Yeah. Be seen. Do things. Grant interviews. Be ready to give the interviews.
Are you saying that there's somebody who's been eating wache in the Acheke, tilapia?
No, you're mentioning Acheke. It was a week and be at the BIA. Nakanibe is no good.
Kotoje Amutu Gano soup and Kotoje.
Now you remember.
Hey,
yes,
so yeah. Wait, that player, I'm coming. That player, relax. This is an innocent. Does he play? He plays in England.
Charlie, let's stop. It's okay. I beg you. They say Kudus.
So like
diet proper. So take good. Basically, take good care of yourself.
I made a certain point.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with a colleague journalist.
Yeah.
And she raised those points, and I've been chewing on. It's important. Look, playing the Premier League comes with an increased profile. These boys need to make use of the exposure, grant the interviews, do good things, be visible. Yep. But on the flip side, they need to focus on the football. That is why you are there. Play the football and the football alone.
The little matters. So.
Play the football.
Let the football speak for you.
Snapchat, Instagram. Those hey.
Thank you.
Now let me talk why I don't.
Give me tactical reasons for why you like the Kudus move or don't like. I'll come to you, Pichichi.
Me, to be honest, I don't like it. It should have gone to Brighton. I don't know what the problem.
Release clause.
Release clause.
Yeah.
Release clause.
Is there a release clause in this?
No.
Then why was he that?
Maybe he thinks that
we'll have to dig deep to really find out because
again, right?
If Brighton and Hove Albion and the Deserbi makes a proposition, come on.
Kudus, like I'm saying, right? Kudus feels like Brighton is a pit stop. He doesn't. It's not somewhere he wants to be long term. And so when
West Ham,
well, maybe West Ham, like I'm saying, we don't know the details. Yeah. If West Ham did not put a release clause in his contract, it paves the way for him to leave when he wants to.
Because at the end of the day, you need to perform at a certain level for people to come and take you from West Ham. So if there's system in and around you, David Moyes, he doesn't like technical players. Look, when Alex Ferguson was leaving Man U, when Alex Ferguson left Man U, Toni Kroos and Thiago Alcantara. That move had already been said. It's more Maron Fellaini.
That tall player.
Yes.
And Moyes said he really didn't see the difference between Thiago and Tom Cleverley. So.
Yes.
No, this one I don't believe.
I'm serious.
Charlie.
I'm serious.
And Ferguson told him that we have the move for.
You mean the move is ready?
All he needed to do was to sanction
he looked at Thiago Alcantara and said, Thiago, he's only passing the ball. He said he's only passing the ball. Cleverly can equally pass the ball. So I don't like Thiago.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, going to play under.
Ideas.
And for me, you see, if you look at this West Ham setup, the way the team is set up, there's some technical like Lanzini.
Even Paqueta.
He doesn't even like those players.
He doesn't like those players.
Yep.
For now, super players.
I think Lanzini is left.
So I think one of the key questions to ask is this a David Moyes sanctioned move, or is this a move of West Ham themselves looking out for their own future?
Yes, I was about to provide that context. He and Moyes have been clashing since
this is not a Moyes move.
This is
not David Moyes.
A David Moyes move is Scott McTominay,
Harry Maguire,
James Ward-Prowse.
These are David Moyes' move. So for me, he walks into this West Ham team, a team that would not like to enjoy too much possession of the ball. A team that would prefer to relinquish the ball to the opponent, sit very deep, and get to play on the counter. This is not a Kudus style. Look, I really do want him to succeed. I pray he goes there and succeed.
Yep.
But
and the way I'm talking, when Kudus played under Alfred Schroeder, it was like that.
Yes.
Labored, very. It was very.
And look, and if he
painful to watch.
You see, he's got this body language of haze, which is very distasteful.
If he's not enjoying
it,
everybody sees.
It's so obvious.
Moyes by relegated one time.
You mean David Moyes doesn't play?
No.
He will put him somewhere.
I was even about to come to that.
Especially when he's not the one sanctioning the move.
Do you think he will get playing time, or you think that? No, I think this is a star caliber signing.
Exactly. The money involved.
And then the person can sit on the bench.
So he'll go in there and start.
He has to play.
Take the bull by the horn and run the show. I think, truth be told, he will be in. And the player he's going to actually contest with, that is where I have a worry. If Paqueta had left,
because that is Kudus' profile.
That is his role. That is whatever Paqueta is doing for this.
That space he operates in is where Kudus is
behind the striker.
Operate. So look, and you are going to be competing against a Brazilian international, somebody who is more or less one of the first name on the Brazilian team sheet. He comes with some form of club, and a player who's done
probably
well.
He's probably their highest earner.
Yeah, he's done so well for West Ham as a football club. So look, we'll wait and see. Come and do the medicals next week. Let's see what you begin to.
Well, I think just as it has been said, Moyes not the best of managers for him, and I look at why he rejected Brighton. For me, I think that it got to a point where he was losing suitors. You know, how long can you keep? True. How long can you keep rejecting teams? We saw how Everton came close, giving him normally materialize. The Arsenal link, Brighton, you say no and all that. Yet you want to leave. So I'm sure he looked at all the suitors around him this time around and realized that I've been linked to all these clubs. I want to play for the Premier League, but who wants me more? And I think West Ham showed that they really wanted him because 3 bids, you send the first one, rejected, you go again.
I thought this deal would collapse.
Yeah.
So, but he would have encouraged them. He and his
West
people
Ham
would have
really showed that they wanted him. And it gives me the sense that West Ham have subconsciously a little fear that the Lucas Paqueta match fixing issue could result in similarly like the Ivan Toney. So it's like, okay, we saw how Ivan Toney's went. Let's get a backup for Paqueta so that should in case his issue goes wrong and he gets suspended, then we have a solid backup for him. So that's why I'm sure West Ham would have been confident in going over and over and over for Kudus because of the Paqueta asterisk and his issues. On the field of play, I think Kudus will not enjoy West Ham. It's so obvious. He will not enjoy the West Ham football. You and I, every match day, we watch Kudus. We don't even enjoy West Ham.
Do you guys know what I think? I think David Moyes will get fired soon.
Oh no!
I think Moyes will get fired.
He's been here over and over and over.
Moyes is
the fans turn on him and all that.
Running,
he wins them the Europa Conference League.
That is the fuel he's running on right now. Just like Toto Aluti.
Yeah.
That fuel will run out.
See, he's just beating Chelsea.
See, that Champions League.
He has a way. Just when you think that it's almost there for Moyes.
Then Moyes will pull a fast one
and he stays again. And so for him to keep going, I think he will keep going. But Mohamed Kudus will have to now adapt his style to suit Moyes. I think that's the only way to survive at West Ham. Kudus must agree or must find a way to adapt to David Moyes' style. He shouldn't expect Moyes to change his way of playing.
Moyes doesn't do that for anybody.
Exactly. So Kudus now, whether he likes it or yet, will not be able to get enough time on the ball. The only player who has time to do that is Bowen. I think Bowen is the one who is allowed to sometimes elaborate a little on the ball. Antonio will hold up the play for you, but the moment they release it for you as a number 10, quickly you have to run into space and then create chance for them.
Yeah.
So he has to learn how to play for Moyes. I think with the money involved, he will play. I'm confident he will get playing time. And just as we said earlier, that this is just a stepping stone at Brighton, which it didn't materialize. I think the West Ham also is also a stepping stone.
Somebody has sent
a stepping stone.
Let's
talk about Folarin Balogun because that move is happening now as we speak. Yes, it's happening now. So deal completed. 40 million euros. Actually, he was at Rennes. So he's going back to the French league and back to Monaco this time. 40 million. Arsenal initially wanted 50 million, but they've accepted.
And we said they will not get 50 million.
Yeah. Prof,
you saw what people
is Folarin Balogun a 40 million player? I mean, based on the statistics and on who is being sold, I mean, in the market these days, probably yes. But having watched him, you think that this guy can go to Monaco and be a big success for them? Are Arsenal even right to let him go?
Sellers market. These days, the sellers would always determine how much a player should cost, and that's what is happening. Otherwise, some why would Moises Caicedo be worth what 150 million?
You are still hurt. It's fine.
No, I'm not hurt. I'm just saying.
You just have to go there.
I'm happy with Endo.
It's fine. It's fine. Build your point from there.
But I think that so clearly, I mean, whatever it is, he's managed to get that move. I don't know what Mikel Arteta is thinking, why he allowed Balogun to go, but maybe he signed a Kai Havertz to come and get the goals. So hopefully Kai Havertz should get the goals. But I think that going back to the French league that he knows very well, it's a league he understands. He came from Rennes.
Monaco have quality players.
And Monaco has quality players that can really supply him. I think he should do very, very fine there, and then perhaps maybe he will go and perform, and then at another time, another club in the English Premier League probably might look at him. So I think that it's an opportunity to go and perform, and then get the media lenses back on his performance.
Then you can probably move to a bigger platform. Let's talk about a move that has gone under the radar a little. Jeremy Doku's completed his move to Man City. 55 million euros.
Solid.
First of all, I didn't think Jeremy Doku would cost that much money. Secondly, I think he's a great winger one-on-one in terms of athleticism, pace, take-on ability, but he's very rough in
Yes.
terms of
See,
this thing.
Under Pep.
Don't worry, Pep his numbers are like 12.
Yeah,
he has like 12 goals in 90 plus appearances.
And
the end product is not great, but
Pep magic.
what Man City are signing, they've got a player
Superb
with
one-on-one player.
immense potential. I always said that I did not think Manchester City would want to go through the season without a proper wide man.
Lost the left winger, lost the lefty, and got a right-footed player.
You know, between Leroy Sané and now, I don't think City have had an absolutely devastating winger. Right? Leroy Sané gave City, even though, yes, he was a lefty, played on the left, the kind of dimension he gave them was brilliant. And I think they've kind of missed that type of player. So it's important that they are investing in a player like Jeremy Doku. Like you've established, great pace, great physique in terms of the strength.
Yeah.
He's still raw, but we all do know what Pep does to players.
Yeah.
I think he will elevate his game to a different level.
A proper Goldsmith. Proper Goldsmith.
Talk to me about this, coach. I mean, you've lost, like Nathan said, you lost Sané, a left-footed winger. You've lost Mahrez, another left-footed winger. You are bringing in a right-footed Jeremy Doku. Aren't you losing something?
Because they've got Grealish.
I think there's Grealish on the right, who
on the
normally
left.
operates.
And then
on the
there's
left.
Foden, you can.
And there's Foden, there's Bernardo Silva,
Bernardo
who
Silva,
at times
Foden, yeah.
can go there. And of
But
course.
you see, Grealish is not a natural winger.
Yeah, he's not.
Foden
But
is
he
not a
plays
natural
there.
winger either. They play on the flanks.
So you can say that. See, you need not question Pep Guardiola.
No, never.
You see, he's that.
You mean he knows what he's doing?
And he's earned it.
He's earned the right to tell the people, go get Mendes, and they'll get it for him. And for me, look, if they won the treble, and in winning that, I still believe they've still not replaced Gundogan. That is an issue I have with them. As for Mahrez, maybe the coming in of Doku and then could mitigate the Mahrez's absence or the Mahrez's effect. But if they
will miss the goals.
Yes,
But then there's Vardiol.
There's Vardiol.
Kovacic.
There's Doku, there's Kovacic. Look, they've gotten better.
Yeah, they've improved their team silently.
And for me, look, it's a move as sanctioned.
I mean, you don't commit the move.
I don't commit the move because of the manager and the potential of the player. And like I normally
If we had done our things well as a country, he could have been playing for us.
Yeah, of course. Like I said.
Oh,
look,
you know, we never do our things right.
We hit up players on Instagram.
He will get him to raise his head. He will get him to raise his head and bring an end product to whatever he's going to give. So for me, it's a move as sanction.
Yeah, that guy's devastating on the takeoff.
When he picks up the ball and he's running at you.
There's nowhere to hide.
No.
There will be nowhere to hide.
And he comes at you with such confidence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just what it is. Like, I know I'm better than you, so why am I worried about facing you one-on-one?
And when it's on the ball,
Annie, are you okay?
Nicolas
Annie, are you okay?
Is that
Charlie, Billie Jean is suffering. Let's talk about the preview of the big game for the weekend. It's Newcastle versus Liverpool.
It's Endo's game.
Huge game. Huge game.
Yeah.
Big news. The big news is that McAllister's red card has been overturned.
I think it was obvious the last time.
That was a very harsh
and all that. For me, I think that Liverpool this season have started well. I like the midfield they have now. For me, I think it's a slight upgrade in terms of physique and fitness than last season. Because look at these three players: McAllister always available,
all action guy who can pass.
Szoboszlai, you know he will be there. You look at Endo as well. From his records, he's always available. So you have three midfielders who are not injury prone, like the ones you had the last time, where 1-2, you know that Naby Keita will be going off soon. 1-2, you know.
When Thiago Alcantara is going to, when he's going to the urinal, he will get injured. When Naby Keita is sleeping, when he gets injured in his sleep.
Exactly. Just imagine this. So, I think this is a better hard-working midfield and all that. The records are there. Liverpool always do well against Newcastle at home. I'll be surprised if this Newcastle team get a win. I think that goes away.
Did you see Newcastle against City?
Newcastle will make this game difficult. They'll make this game difficult, but I'm sure it's Liverpool.
Let's see how that plays. Let me get Nathan. I'll come to Prof and then coach. Just snap thoughts on that. Preview. Okay, so there's a second goal. Who is this? Is it Nicholas Jackson? Who is this? Let's confirm the goal scorer. Yeah, so yes.
Raheem Sterling again.
Hey! Okay, he heard us talking about him because
he says, hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer. He's been abysmal for a minute.
It's against Luton Town.
You know that. Nathan, Newcastle, Liverpool.
Look, I think it will be an exciting one. Newcastle will want to look at last season's result and say that, Nick Pope kind of gave the game away when he got himself sent off. They would want to fight back. Newcastle have improved. But I think the fact that they will be eager to attack Liverpool, I think that's where they will be undone. I really think that in their haste to be gung-ho, they might be a little careless. And I think Liverpool will punish them for it. My only concern with Liverpool is I hope Klopp does not come to experiment with Trent Alexander-Arnold inverting to do that 3-box-3. Because if he attempts it tomorrow, it will not be pleasant. It will not be pleasant. Keep Trent wide. Keep Robo wide. Let them do the damage from there. There's Enzo. There's McAllister, who I think...
There's Endo.
Endo is at Chelsea. Endo. And McAllister, I have been absolutely enamored with Alexis McAllister. And I said it last week and I repeat, to have the discipline to stay in the hole and not go anywhere and give Liverpool balance, especially when they went to
Chelsea. He does everything right.
Yeah.
He can pass short distance. He can pass long distance. He can dribble out of tight spaces.
I think Newcastle will win.
The only thing I'll say though is that Liverpool need to find a way of dealing with.
Liverpool was the only team
that
beat them last
season away.
Yeah.
They'll
do it again.
They're the only big team that went to St. James's Park and got Newcastle.
3 points, yeah. And they'll do it again.
I don't think they'll do it again because this Liverpool team is not defending better.
Yeah.
And I think all over the place. That is where they will give chances away. Newcastle, truth be told, I think we're the second best team in the land defensively.
Yep.
And they showed
kept the most clean sheets too.
They showed that again last week. I think if Eddie Howe were to come out the way he did last season, thinking that he could just go at Liverpool and get it done, that will be his undo. So I'll be shocked because he's tried it twice, it didn't work out. But I think that the longer the game goes on, it stays at 0-0. This game is at the St. James's Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that is where Newcastle will. The Tonali, Magaresh, and then the Joelinton.
You mean Guimaraes?
Yeah, Guimaraes.
So it's a three-man midfield. Joelinton, Guimaraes, and then Tonali.
To give Liverpool any chance, Klopp should not play Alexis McAllister as a holding midfielder. Now
I think Endo should be unleash the Endo.
Let him start and let's
Wataru.
Thank you.
And then McAllister.
No, mention the name again.
Wataru.
Thank you, my brother. Prof, I'll finish with you.
What's going to happen is this.
Nice one.
You are going to have, Endo sit in front of that back four.
Yeah.
There's going to be McAllister on the left. There's going to be Soboslai.
Sobo.
My new Gerard.
You mean
Soboslai. But the Ghana people will want to say Sabolai.
Some people too are struggling with Mason Mount and they are going to bring in Ryan Bertrand.
But you see, then, now Gakpo will find himself in this right position.
Yeah.
So you are going to have Diaz on the left, Gakpo in that hole.
So they played Nunez for me.
And then you have Salah. Now Nunez, I think will come good, but for now, I think this is about the strongest team Liverpool can present.
I don't like that Jota through the middle business.
No, Jota is not going to go through the middle. It's going to be Gakpo. Gakpo will go back for that to that position. So you are going to have a Diaz who has scored 2 in 2.
Thank you.
Gakpo.
Thank you.
And then Salah in there.
Thank you.
And for me, I think that this is the strongest team Liverpool. Then, unfortunately, Konate will not be up for this game. Hopefully, it's not Gomez who will sit in there.
Liverpool need to buy a centre back.
And that is absolutely true. And you don't know what the FSG people are sitting there doing. But see, for me, look, at St. James's Park, with this team, that front three, there will be goals. We will score and we will win. 3 points.
Game Park, they want you to go out there, download the Game Park Games app on Play Store. It's Ghana's newest lottery game, and it's live on Adom TV at 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. daily. If you want to make money and live like a tycoon, Game Park is the place to be. You can dial star 946 hash on all networks. Just choose 4 numbers from 0 to 9. It's easy to play and easy to win. Charlie, make we play this game and make some cash. Quick shout outs before we go.
Yeah, Charlie. I have a very, very important birthday message to put across. It's a very good friend. In fact, tomorrow after the show, I'll be meeting him at Honeysuckle.
Oh, Charlie, you have worked hard all week, my brother. You have worked hard all week. You have earned it, my brother. Oh, Charlie.
Charlie, look, happy birthday in advance to a brother, a man I call my brother. He's a very good friend. Michael Nikwe of Accra Brewery Limited.
Oh, big man.
Yeah, he's a
Charlie, shout outs to you and big shout outs.
He's also a professional referee when it comes to boxing.
Yep.
He's a very, very big man.
Big shout outs to
tomorrow happens to be his birthday. And look, I said, the good
happy birthday in advance from us.
Madam says, you've been a wonderful father and a super, super husband.
Oh, Charlie.
She gets you settled. You understand? There's nothing to be worried about. After doing every other thing, you are settled.
You are
settled. I enjoy. Then, look, I met this guy. Charlie, you show me look, sports panorama. I met this guy. He just said, coach, is that you? I said, that's me. But you look so simple. I said, Charlie, at times in life, no matter how popular you are, you need to come down to earth. After all, it's 6 feet.
6 feet for
nothing
everybody.
else by that. So I want to say a very, very good evening to somebody who listens to this program every now and then. Desmond Ashon Tete.
Why are you
AKA Benelenyo Mache.
Charlie, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Actually, AKA Dusty. There's another one before Dusty. Dusty. Amen.
Some of the names people said.
Oh, man. Quick shout. Prof. Nathan?
Yeah. I have 2 shouts. I'm coming. Just give me a second. Let me get this one right.
Should I go?
No. Why?
Why is it?
What is your problem? Let me take my time. Man.
You will take your time.
Hey, the show has closed.
The show hasn't closed.
Everybody.
This shout outs to the official Manchester United supporters group.
Oh, you are getting better than Johnny Evans. So in Ten Hag we trust. In Ten Hag we trust.
So the official Man United support. It has all kinds of distinguished men in there.
Hey.
Tamimu, all these other Michael, all these other guys. So shout outs to you. The other one is a bit of a sad one. I'll say. I just want to wish. I just want to send strength out to our very good friend Sami Enim. He's going through a bit of a tough. I don't want to state the particular details, but he's going through a bit of a tough time. So Sami, stay strong. We are with you. Be encouraged. I know it's tough, but just it's fine. It is well.
No more be encouraged.
It is well. It is well. Sami, it is well.
Prof. Tomorrow is my mother-in-law's birthday.
Hey.
Aso.
You are misbehaving, you this young man.
I feel you bad girl.
Thank you.
But Madam Comfort appear.
Nice.
Tomorrow is your birthday, mommy. Happy birthday to you. I wish coach will speak the gun for me.
Oh, Charlie.
Ganyo bi jile una.
Mama.
Sani.
Inele eje bodenche oshanu.
Oh, Charlie.
Oshanu.
One time.
Ike wahano lake yo job.
Amen.
Yo wa wo no.
Amen.
Yo wa gbele gbambo.
Amen.
No fi no ko ni ba sahe. Boy wo.
Ejaje.
Nim ye liji o no.
Amen.
Bi afi akpe.
Amen.
Amen. Shidambo no.
Amen.
Ye o fogbe. Ye wale na ke jole me.
Amen.
And to all the MOBA 2001 year group.
Yeah, that's it.
I won't start mentioning names now.
Thank you. Charlie, Michael Jackson has scored his debut goal for Chelsea.
Billie Jean! It's not
Nicholas Jackson on target for Chelsea's 3-0 against Luton Town. My name is Benjamin Nketsia. Show proudly brought to us by Game Park Limited. Bell Puka. Big shout out to Coach Christopher Nimley Evans Ofotsu Manso, Jesse Kofi Amponsa, the Prof, and Nathan Kwao. Thank you very much for doing the listening out there. Big shout outs to our socials people as well. Imos Edwin, Gabi Rita, everybody helping with production. We'll be back tomorrow with Premier League action, 11:30, early kickoff. Until then, the Premier League preview show comes up right after this.